Hello students, in this video we're going to go over anesthesia codes and how to look them up in the Encoder Pro software. I added a few notes here. The first set of notes is called the physical status modifier for anesthesia. So anytime you're coding an anesthesia procedure or an anesthesia code, you always have to add modifiers to those codes. The second set is the qualifying circumstances modifier for anesthesia risk. So you will have to code an additional set or the modifiers if your patient is at risk or that there's a risk involved. So we need to report that modifier as well. Okay, so let's take a look at number 1, anesthesia for rhinoplasty, healthy 24-year-old woman. What procedure are we doing? We know that we're going to use anesthesia for all of these, but after anesthesia, of course, that's going to be our primary key term, anesthesia. The second clue is what procedure or what operation, what surgery are they having? So rhinoplasty. That would be my next clue when I'm looking for the code. So let's go to Encoder Pro, and we're going to go to the CPT codes, and we're going to go to the index. Okay, so we said we knew that these will all be, anesthesia. So I'm going to click on that. So our main term is anesthesia, and every question in our demo here we'll look for the subterm here beneath that. So she is having a rhinoplasty. So let's see if we can find rhinoplasty under the R's. And I'm not finding rhinoplasty anywhere. So we know that this procedure involves, or it's in the nose area. So let's check if we can locate it there. Again, if you don't know what a type of procedure they're having, I recommend that you Google it and read up on it so that way you can at least break it down and find out what kind of surgery this patient is having. So here's the nose, and I always encourage you to click on the triangles here to open up whatever's underneath it, because maybe your code is located there. For this example, however, our question didn't say that they were removing a foreign body or anything like that from the nose. So our code section is 00160 through 00164. So let's take a look at that. And it says anesthesia for procedures on nose and accessory sinuses not otherwise specified. So yeah, that kind of looks like the anesthesia for a rhinoplasty. That definitely falls underneath that code right there. The other two that it indicated, the differences are the type of surgeries that they did. And so of course none of these two would be the correct one. Our correct answer for number 1 would be 00160. So I'm going to plug that in. And then the next thing we have to look at, it says healthy 24-year-old woman. Well, that pertains to the modifier, the physical status modifier for anesthesia. So a normal healthy patient, P1, that's what we're needing. So we're just going to do a dash P1. So what happens if you just enter the code and forget the modifier? Your answer is incorrect. The insurance will not pay if you leave out the P1. It'll kick it out. So make sure that you add it to your answer. Okay, number 2, anesthesia for incomplete abortion, 45-year-old female with controlled hypertension. Okay, so we are coding the anesthesia for an incomplete abortion. And here we're going to look at abortion. Okay, anesthesia, and then here's abortion. Okay, and our question said that it was an incomplete abortion, so it's directing us to 01965. So let's click on that. 01965, anesthesia for incomplete or missed abortion procedures. Okay, so that's our code 01965. 965, and then we have to come to the modifier section and find out which modifier applies to our question. So it's a 45-year-old female with controlled hypertension. So it would, P1 would not apply because she's not a healthy patient. P2, a patient with a mild systemic disease. Well, it's controlled hypertension, so she's not really having issues. She doesn't have, her blood pressure reading is not high. It's controlled, so it's pretty close to normal. So this would be the correct modifier, P2. Okay. Anesthesia for liver transplant, male, 33-year-old. Patient will die without operation. So anesthesia for liver transplant, male. So of course we're still under anesthesia, and we are going to look up transplant. That's our next term. Here's transplant, and then when we click on that, then you see it'll tell you or give you the option what kind of transplant, and it's the liver. And then it gives us two options. It gives us two codes. Let's take a look at the first one, the liver. Okay, so here is 00796, anesthesia for intraperitoneal procedure in upper abdomen. So I think this is going to be our code, but I just want to double check. We did have two options. Okay, so let's take a look and see what this other one is. 01990, psychological support for heart. That would not be our code. So our correct code would be the 00796 would be the correct code. Saying patient will die without operation. So that part right there, we need to determine which modifier, physical status modifier, we need to select for that one. Patient is not expected to survive without the operation. So that would be the right modifier. Okay, number 4, anesthesia for ventral hernia repair, lower abdomen, 3-month-old male, otherwise healthy. So we will be looking for hernia repair. So under anesthesia, we're going to look for hernia repair, our triangle here, and abdomen, lower. So it's giving us a code range of 00830 through 00836. So let's click on the first one, 00830 through 00836. So anesthesia for hernia repair in lower abdomen, not otherwise specified. And it says excludes anesthesia for hernia repair on infants 1 year old or less. So it's saying it's giving us 00834 or 00836. So 834 or 836. Anesthesia for hernia repair in lower abdomen, not otherwise specified, younger than 1 year of age. And then the next one was anesthesia for hernia repair in lower abdomen, not otherwise specified, infants younger than 37 weeks gestation age at birth. So our question didn't provide us with that information. So we're going to select 00834, the 3-month child, and then look at this note right here. It says includes anesthesia for patient of extreme age 1 year and older than 70. So this is where our notes come into play, and I'll show you here in a minute. So our first code is 00834. So I'm going to plug that in, 00834. Okay, and we still have to use the physical status modifier. So it's saying it's a 3-month-old male, otherwise healthy. We are going to use P1 because it's normal, healthy patient, P1. It told us that we needed to select 99100, administration of anesthesia to a patient who is younger than age 1 or older than age 70. So we need to add this code in addition to what we already have. So 99100. So you have to have both of those codes. Okay, anesthesia for pneumocentesis, 72-year-old female with cancer of the lung. Pneumocentesis 00524, 00524, 00524. Anesthesia for closed chest procedures, pneumocentesis. So yes, that would be the correct code for number 5, 00524. So next we have to identify the modifier for number 5, and that would be, it's saying with cancer of the lung. It is a constant threat to life, so I would choose P4 for my modifier there. And then one of the things I did want you all to notice is that our question back in Encoder Pro, or our code, I'm sorry, in Encoder Pro, the 00524, it didn't give us the note like the code we had previously with the infant. It didn't give us that code or that note, but it still pertains to the question because this patient is 72 years old. And so remember that here it's telling you if the patient is older than 70, you have to include this modifier because it is a risk, or there is a risk involved with providing a patient that old with anesthesia. So we would have to have the 99100. Okay, so just keep in mind, I would definitely read over all of these modifiers, and when you are looking at your questions, just make sure that you identify which one would apply, and then for the anesthesia, the qualifying circumstances modifiers for anesthesia risk, you may not have to apply those to as many questions, but you'll definitely have some that you will need to include if the question has any of these concerns or risks, then you will have to add these modifiers in addition to the P1 through P6 modifiers. Again, if you have any questions, please email me. I'm here to help, and good luck.